This is Risha Walden with Walden Interiors. Thanks so much for joining me. I am live on Facebook and Instagram. So I came on live today to talk to you. I have a little bit of a sore throat, but it's not keeping me down. But I came on today to talk to you about creating the life you want to live with design. So I am an interior designer. I do vegan interior design, which is creating cruelty-free spaces for my clients using non-animal products. So there are a lot of animal products that are used in interior design, and I look for alternatives so that my clients' homes can be cruelty-free. But design isn't, I want to talk about design today because design isn't just about, beautiful things around you, having beautiful things. I mean, that's a huge part of it. And when we look at these wonderful pictures of homes and rooms and spaces, and we get inspired and we think, wow, these are gorgeous. Why can't my life be like this? It can. But it needs to be about you. It needs to be about what you are doing and what your life is about. Because the pictures, while usually really beautiful, people post beautiful pictures, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be beautiful for your life. Everybody has a different life. Your life is very different from my life. For instance, I love color. A lot of my clients aren't crazy for color. They want a much more zen, peaceful space. I thrive in lots of color. So what may be beautiful and gorgeous for myself doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be beautiful and gorgeous for you. It may not work for you. It may not feel good for you. So when we're talking about design, it's about creating the life you want to live around you, in your space, in your room. I'm Risha Walden. I'm an interior designer, and I want to talk about a few of these points for interior design. When I go and talk to my clients or potential clients, I always do initial consultation, and I have a questionnaire that I have my potential clients fill out, because the more I get to know your life, if you're my client, the more I get to know about your life, your needs, your family, the way you live your life, the better the design can be. I can make beautiful every day of the week, and that isn't a problem, but is it beautiful for you? That's what I need. That's what my goal is, to make it beautiful for you. So what does that mean? Well, it is more about pretty stuff. Pretty stuff is just, pretty stuff, like beautiful fabrics and decorative items and carpets and pillows and beautiful pieces of furniture. That's a lot of pretty stuff. And there's a lot of pretty stuff out there. It can be very overwhelming if you are starting to work on a space for yourself. Let's just take, for example, you want to do your family room. Family rooms is a big one because that is where we probably spend most of our time after the kitchen. A family room or living room, if you don't have a family room, a living room where the TV is. You gather with your family, with your friends. So the first thing I look at is functionality. What are you using the space for? What is it for? Is it for conversation? Is it for watching TV? Is it for playing games? Do you play games on the floor? Do you need a table to play a game? Do you do crafts here? Is it a space that you perhaps do your knitting, or maybe scrapbooking, or maybe you have a piano and you want to have your piano in your family room. So making sure that I understand the functionality of your space. And that's the first thing. If you're working on a space, really give it some thought. What is this space being used for? And what are the main functions? How do I get the maximum benefit from this space? Because you want to be able to use this space. You want to be able to use your family room, walk in, feel comfortable, and know that it's going to be used to its greatest benefit. So the functionality of the room. And then you have to look at how many people do you need in this room. When we're talking about a family room, maybe you have a family of 3, or maybe it's 5. Maybe you have a dog and a cat, or maybe you have a fish or a hamster, and you want to have everybody in the family room. So how do you make sure that there's enough seating? So if you're going to having seating for 2 is certainly a lot easier than having seating for 5 or 6. But maybe this family room is also your only entertaining area. So it has to do a duo function. It has to be for watching TV, and then it also has to be the place where you have friends and family over and you're having a conversation. And so now, even if you're a family of 2 and 3, you want to have it available so that 5 or 6 people can sit there. You know that you have your sister and her brother-in-law, your brother-in-law, whoops, and their 2 kids come. You want to know that there's going to be enough seating for everybody and it's going to be comfortable. And they might come regularly. So this is really an important piece for you to know, that how often, how many people are using your space. So functionality is really important. So if I'm trying to get maximum amount of seating because the family room is used regularly for a large family and the kids, I'm going to really think about how much seating can I get in here. Now, it's lovely to have space, and it's lovely to be able to walk through the room and have lots of room to get around the chairs and around the Chesterfield or the sectional. But unfortunately, we don't all have the perfect homes. And there's always doors, windows, odd walls, heating ducts, returns. Those are the kind of parameters that you have to take into account. You can't put, a sofa up against a heater. So how can you create the largest seating area for yourself in your family room if you're constrained by doors that open, sliding doors that slide open and need space to do that, windows that are low, and you want to be able to walk in and walk through and walk around? Well, you have to look at it like this. I always find that I have to give up something. And when you're creating a space, when you're creating this family room, the purpose of the family room is for people to come into the family room and sit down and use the space. It's not for them to pass through. Yes, you might need a pass through, but it's not going to be the main purpose of the room is to have this huge pass through so everybody can go to the outside. Maybe that door is only used during the summer because in the winter, nobody's going out through the back and going to the back. Whoops, a little bit of technical problems here. Sorry, got some cameras sliding around. There we are. So when we're talking about the space and the seating, you have to give up something. And it's giving up some of that space to allow yourself to enjoy the room. That is the main purpose of creating this room, is for you to enjoy it, not to pass through. So maybe it's a little more of a squish to get to that door. Or maybe you got to move a chair or a table, or you got to sneak around a little bit. And doing that really may allow you to utilize the room to the fullest. This is the one thing that's different between interior design and staging. Stagers create a space for flow. They want potential buyers to come into their home and walk through the house and look and see and experience the house as they move through the house. But for the most part, potential buyers don't sit down. They don't think about, what does this feel like to be enjoying this space in this space? And for interior designers, that's what it is. That is what our purpose is, to create a space where you want to go into the space and enjoy the space. You don't want to pass through it. It's not a pass through. Unless we're talking about a hallway. But the purpose of it is for you to enjoy your space and pass through here, pass through the room, so you can really enjoy it to the fullest. So we talked about, number one, functionality. What is it used for? How many people? And then how many people? How many people do you need to have in this room? If we're talking about a dining room, do you need a table that seats 4 regularly and then seats 12? So that may affect the decision of the furniture selection that you would make for the room. So we've got functionality and number of people. And then something that a lot of clients and people I talk to don't think about is budget. They're thinking, oh, well, I want to spend about this much, and, I really want to, if I really like it, I'm willing to spend more. Well, the fact of the matter is that there are a plethora of products on the market. High, very inexpensive, all the way up to uber expensive. Just like in cars. You can get a cheap little used car for $2,000, $3,000 that barely runs, or you can go up to a Lamborghini, Rolls Royce. But for your lifestyle, what is going to be a comfortable dollar amount investment into your home that makes you feel like you are adding value to your home? You're going to create the space that you love and you will enjoy, but it's not so uncomfortable that you're regretting having spent the money on this room, that now you're worried about, somebody spilling something or breaking something or tipping something over. And you're worried that, that it's all going to break and fall apart and you've spent way too much money. That is just not a good place to be. The point is to create this room so you can enjoy the room. And it's not going to be enjoyable to you if you're really concerned over this $15,000 couch that you purchased. And you're like, no, I'm really comfortable because where I'm comfortable is at this level. So we talked about, functionality, what the room is being used for, how many people or do you want to have in the room or seat in the room to make sure that it's usable for your family and your lifestyle. And then we talked about budget. Budget's so important. So it's, think about it. How much do you want to spend overall on this room? And there are tons of elements in the room. And I'll list a few so you have an idea. Some elements would be furniture, like we're talking about a family room, a sectional, a couple extra lounge chairs, a coffee table, an ottoman, maybe a console table, carpet, window treatments. You may want to have blackouts that allow you to watch movies during the day, if that's something that is important to you, or to shield the sun from coming in. That might be important to you. And then you have other things like maybe you want to paint the room, or the floors need to be refinished. You want to add trim. There's decorative items like art. You want to put some art on your walls. You might need a media cabinet, side tables, pillows on the sofa, some throws. There's lots of layering in interior design, and all these elements come together to create the space that is going to be your life. So thinking about how much you want to put into this room is really important, and you can back into that then. You can back into your amount. Maybe you think you only have an X amount today, and in 6 months, you're going to put in another X amount. Maybe you do it in stages. So budget's important. We talked about functionality, what the room is being used for. How do you want the room to be used? We talked about how many people you want to have in the room. How many people do you want to make it comfortable for? And then you want to talk about budget. How much you want to invest into this room to create the room that you want. And when we're talking about functionality, etc., we also talk about durability. If you have a young family and dogs, then you want to really think about the durability of the products that you're going to use in your home. So you get longevity for your space. And then, once we've covered all these very kind of uninteresting aspects, you can get to the beauty. That's how you can start. Then you start deciding what your aesthetic is. And how do you decide what your aesthetic is? There's so many gorgeous, you like this table or that sectional, and you love this color. Well, it would be amazing. Well, it is amazing that we actually are really drawn to a particular style and aesthetic. We may like lots of different styles, and we look at it, we can admire it, we can say, wow, that's really beautiful. But at the end of the day, can you live in that space? So the best way to figure out what is your aesthetic, what is your style, is start gathering your, sorry about that, a phone call came in. Start gathering your images, your vision images, your inspirational images. This home and this space in your home, this room that you're creating, should reflect, should express what you want your life to be like. You're transitioning from your life. You're going from what it was into something new, into something different, into something hopefully better for you. And perhaps you're thinking, oh, okay, I want to, my kids are have been young and we didn't pay much attention to it, but now I want a little more sophistication. I want to have it a little more pulled together. It's sort of a vision, not sort of, it is a vision of what you have in your mind for how you want your life to be. And then this room, this space that you're designing is going to create that vision so you can manifest the life that you want to live through the design of this room. It seems a little heady, but really that is why we want to make the changes in our spaces. We're not enjoying them the way they are. We want it to reflect better about ourselves, about the kind of life we have, about the kind of life we want to live. And so the design of the room should express that, should reflect that, should make you feel that as you're going forward, this home is an expression of your life. And you may not feel like you're always there, but this room is going to make you feel like you are. So that's where the beauty starts to come in. If you address all these other ideas, which is the functionality, the number of people you want to have have in your space. How many people do you need to have in your space? The budget for your space. Also, the durability. How durable does it have to be? You can get to the beauty part. And how do you're going to accomplish this by start looking at pictures online, in magazines, wherever you're looking. You may see it on TV. Get a snapshot of that. And use that snapshot to start creating what your vision is and pull it together. I always ask my clients for vision of their vision of how they want their house to look at, how they want their house to be, their room to be. So gathering all those ideas. And then that will help you create the space you want to have in your home. So I am a vegan designer. I also, not only is interior design important to me, but I also want to create cruelty-free rooms by using non-animal products in the home. I came to this because I started being a vegan in my diet, and then I realized, wow, as an interior designer, there's so many products that are used in the home that are animal products that we don't need to use them. There's tons of alternatives. And if you look at my other videos, I've got a ton of videos. You can learn about vegan design. And if you go to my website, I'll pin it below, you can see get my book, Top 6 Places to Limit Animal Products in Your Home. So you can download that, and hopefully that'll give you some great ideas. Anyways, I want to thank you for joining me today, talking about design. I love talking about design. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me on Instagram, on Facebook, on my website, walden-interiors.com. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. And I'm here for Facebook and Instagram Live every Wednesday around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Risha with Walden Interiors. Have a great day.